Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Derek Elliott from Dirk.com. We're gonna try the video today. It's saying I have errors though. Let's try stop. I don't know if this is going to end up showing up in a video at some point. Okay, I has Awesome Toast has joined the stream. Can you guys hear me though? Wonder if I refresh my my live thing. All right, there's 4 of you guys in here. What's up, Ian? Can you guys see me and hear me? My little YouTube thing says, I think it usually gives me like a preview over here, and I'm not getting that. I feel like I should be getting that. I want my preview. I can see it on OBS. Oh, there. Maybe it's working now. Let's leave that running. Okay. Thanks, Ian. So I'm on about like I think it's like a 30-second delay or so. What's up, Mike Myers again? So yeah, I'm on a little bit of a delay. So like I think it's like 30 seconds or so before I see you guys' comments. Well, I see your comments probably instantly, but you won't hear me responding to them until whatever delay later. So yeah, anyways, we are gonna make the J today, or not the J. Yeah, the J. We're gonna do the J, and I'm gonna try to move my face around different places. Hey, wouldn't this be cool if I was like, I was so famous with Blender? That's what it looked like when you started up. It's like a live video of me. I gotta remember not to pick my nose since I got my video turned on. But I think I can hide it at any point too. Bam, bam. Let's see if that worked. All right, let's get into the fun stuff. I'm gonna try to put my face like, yeah, sort of over there. Okay, so I made, you guys kind of saw how I started this last time, where I basically have like a, where I basically have a I open up the old file usually, which by the way, here's the eye. This is the file for that. This was it felt kind of simple, but this one had a lot of animation, and the other ones haven't had that much animation in them. This one also only had 1 camera angle. Looking back on it, I think it would have been cooler if I did the usual 2. But yeah, that was the eye. So what I had been doing is basically starting by just taking the previous file and then kind of like erasing things and just using the pieces. But since that ended up kind of being slow, what I did was I just kind of made a base file. So that should have like just kind of each piece without like there being too much stuff. And it's a little bit more organized. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. This is kind of the first project I'll be using that. So yeah, Louis Marlene says 36 days of type has been a drain on my life. Me too, buddy. I really don't want to quit it, but it is a lot to keep up with. It's kind of been the main thing I do every day. I think I mentioned last time there is some other stuff I'm working on, and this has kind of slowed me down, but I do not want to quit. I has Awesome Toast is asking also what my system specs are. I don't really know, honestly. I mean, I have a 1080 Ti. I can bring up my device manager. There, you guys can look at this. So my processor is a Xeon. It's pretty old, and then my my graphics card is got a Yeti microphone. Working pretty good. And then I have I don't even know where. So I built like all my computers, but I don't really know that much about computers. I kind of just like do a bunch of research and then I build one. I'm trying to find, anyways, I don't know where it is, but I have a 1080 Ti graphics card, which I haven't had for that long. I used to use a GTX 970, and honestly that worked pretty good, but need a little extra power, had a little extra money, so I got a 1080 Ti. Cost a little more though because of all those damn cryptocurrency miners. Kyle Frederick has the 1080 in the Xeon. Yeah, you guys, you really, honestly, I bought a Surface Laptop 2 recently, and I did not expect it to really run Blender because I was just used to like working on a desktop. But that thing works like really good. And honestly, like the style of work I do isn't like usually super involved with like tons of geometry and stuff. Like it's pretty simple stuff. And honestly, for that type of thing, like the laptop runs fine. Like it can even run like Eevee and render stuff. But yeah, you don't really need that nice of a computer to make Blender look good or like work good. Okay, so the same conundrum I had last time. It's like really hard to focus on talking about stuff and doing the actual project here. So let's see, where do we want to start here? So if you guys look at my Instagram, which I can actually just show you guys on the webcam, I posted a little thing on my Instagram story of like kind of what I'm trying to do. This is really tricky. So this is kind of my idea for the J. It'll be some sort of like just kind of a small little pavilion type of thing, kind of with a fun entrance, maybe a little bit of a garden in the middle or something like that. So, and if I start, I don't think I'll do a lot, but if I start doing a lot of stuff down in this corner and I don't notice it, let me know and I can move that little picture around. So what I'm going to do is probably to get started. Yeah, I'll probably get started. I'm going to kind of lay out my J here. So this bounding box is kind of like what I've been making sure all the buildings fit in. I could make them bigger if I wanted, but just keeping everything the same size makes the camera setup a little easier. Lighting is more similar from post to post, stuff like that. So I think for the J, basically what I'm building now is kind of like the floor. So let's actually use this piece I have here that already has this solidify modifier and a material on it. So I'm going to delete that in edit mode. Oops, X vertices, Shift A, plane. And then that does not need to have this subdivide. So yeah, let's kind of look at maybe making it. I don't want it to be too big. Maybe like that. And then I'm just gonna see what I'm doing now. It's just kind of laying down a foundation. Hopefully give myself a little clarity. All right, now I'm going to type. I'm going to use the spin tool. And okay, so I don't really want my J to look like that. I want it to be a little bit fatter, but I'm also going to be adding like walls and stuff to this, so I think the it'll fatten up a little bit. So now let's just give ourselves some geometry here. I've been kind of battling, like some of my posts have not had a lot of geometry around these curves, which gives it, you can kind of see the facets when you get in close. But for the style I'm doing, honestly, I think that's pretty much fine. So so maybe I can leave that. I'm trying to get that camera. I don't want you guys to see my dirty kitchen. So right now I'm just trying to, let's see. You know, the more geometry I have here, the smoother it is, but it also ends up being kind of complex when I start cutting things out and stuff like that. So let's just do like 24 segments. And I never remember the math on this because I think it includes this last one. So this is actually like 23 subdivisions. Anyways, Mike Myers, there are 54 letters in my native language there, and now there's 64 letters. Was that a mistake, or did they just add 10 letters to your language while we've been talking? Just kidding, but that's a lot. It is interesting. Like, I wonder, I mean, I guess the English letters are pretty popular, but I did think about that. Like, you know, if your language isn't, if you don't use these letters in your language, like, kind of missing out on the Instagram fun. But I guess, you know, when you really look at them, the whole point of it is that they're just forms, so it doesn't necessarily have to be your language. And obviously, Mike, you do a fantastic job typing in English, so I'm sure you're pretty familiar with them. Okay, so is that cool for a J? I think I want it to be a little longer. Let's make it a little longer. If I can figure out how to select stuff. We'll say something like that. Okay. So right now I'm just going to kind of assume this is like this sidewalk that wraps in. And if you guys want to refer back to my sketches, you can probably go back in the live stream, or you could look at my Instagram story where you can probably study them a little easier because I just posted on there, which, by the way, my Instagram is at Derek J. Elliott, which I'll pull up here in a window. Instagram, Derek J. Elliott. And if you're not sure with what we're doing here, there's this 36 days of type project where you basically make like the letters of the alphabet. So I've got A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, and then what you're watching live is the making of the J. So 36 days of type does this challenge where they like, you post letters for every day. So they're on I's now, and then I think they're based in Spain. So at midnight in Spain, it will it'll roll over to the next letter. So that's kind of cool. Check this guy out. Engon Killer. It's kind of a funny 3D name. Engon Killer. Get it? We're probably going to be using a lot of Engons today. Don't tell that guy. So yeah, that's the 36 days of type challenge. Make the dot on the top of the cube. Yeah, that could be cool. I think I'm not going to do the dot. I'm trying to, as much as possible, keep the... I think you're talking about having like a... I'm just going to assume this is the letter. Like having a dot at the J. I'm trying to keep everything pretty much capitalized. So we probably won't be putting any dots there if that's what you're talking about. I'm not loving the way my camera is looking. I wonder if I can adjust the like the video. It's kind of like really dark. Not dark, but it's like really blue. It'd be nice to warm it up a little bit. Oh, OBS has a filters setting. Let's see if we can do this. Let's see. Effect filters. Add. Color correction. Oh, nice. OBS is pretty good. So let's yeah. Let's do like I guess that once I do this, I'll be able to save these settings. So maybe a saturation, hue shift. Oh wait, that was opacity. Ooh, opacity. That would be good for not messing up my... That's cool. That'd be good so you guys can make sure I don't miss anything. Okay, hue shift. I want to make it a little bit more. Not that. Let's oh come on, you tell me I can't undo right now. I gotta put this back to, wait, defaults, okay. So maybe we can turn up the, I like kind of know what these things do, but I also have no idea, so. Let's close, oh, let's see if we can go back here. Right click, filters, video filters. Let's remove the color correction. Sorry guys, this is in Blender stuff now. Kyle mentioned that as a Blender noob, my tutorials allow him to grasp concepts much better than many others. Not that the others aren't good, you're just more thorough in your explanation. Thank you for that, Kyle. I try to do that. You know, I want to keep the tutorials pretty short and punchy, but it's really hard to like not explain things because at least for me, and sounds like for you, I just have to know a little bit about what I'm doing. You know, there's other tutorials out there that, like you said, they're fantastic, but they're really kind of just a means to an end. And you know, if you're really thinking about it, you can learn the same stuff from them, but it's not as good to, you know, really get you what you need. Chroma key. I want like the warmth. Like, how do I do warmth? Color spill reduction, brightness contrast. Oh no, not chroma key is for green screen, which Mike Myers suggested I need. I've been thinking about that. Like I mentioned in the last live stream, I am going to be moving to Austin, Texas, and hopefully I'll have my own kind of office space, and that might turn into a little more of a YouTube studio. Okay, color correction. I think color correction was the place to be. I just need to apply LUT. What's that? Lift? No. Amount. What's LUT do? Don't like it. Get rid of it. All right, let's just add in, let's see if we can get what we wanted here with the color correction thing. So we'll turn up the contrast. Just a little bit so I look nice and edgy. Wow, good thing I shaved today. Look a little bit, be embarrassing otherwise. Is this gonna, there we go. Hue shift, saturation. Let's turn up the saturation. I just don't want that blue. So let's see if maybe if we pick a color here, like kind of a warm orange, what's this gonna do? Oh, that's not what I want. Select color, white. Okay. Oh my God. Now I'm super white. Okay. I'm gonna stop messing with this, I swear. Saturation. Brightness, contrast. This is kind of what I do in Photoshop too. I just, you know, just add some stuff, make it like you worked a little harder on it. Okay. You know what? I think that does look a little bit better. But I'm actually gonna move this camera back so that I'm on, so I can make this kind of smaller. Okay. I'm done with that, I promise. Let's go back to the blending. Thank you to the 8 of you who are now watching. Really appreciate that. Hi, has Awesome Toast just asked, what's your favorite thing to make in Blender? I don't know, something that looks cool. Yeah, I don't know. It's really the end result that's exciting. Like if I don't finish something and don't care what it was, it sucks. I have to finish stuff to be happy with it. Okay, so now I'm gonna make some walls here. So I think I'm gonna refer back to my sketch here. I think I wanted to have kind of like just a straight wall on the inside. Yeah, so I'm gonna just do Shift C, Shift A, mesh plane, RX 90, and then I'm gonna move this out here. We're gonna go up a little bit. Mike Meyer says his favorite thing is dynamic sims. That was one of the first things I did that was pretty fun, was doing some like simulations. We actually looked at one of my first animations yesterday. Okay, so this is going to be kind of this little cove here. And then there's going to be another part out here. I hate how in top view you can't see a single vertex. Extrude on the y-axis. Alright, so this is going to be kind of like this little entrance. I think I'm going to put the letter J right there, kind of like a little house number. And then let's get the height of this whole thing. So I think this, to line up with the other posts, we want this to be maybe like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, something like that. Which I think means I should make this whole thing a little bit bigger. So the way I'm going to do that is by, let's move this all out. So I'm going to select this outer edge. I'm going to try to select it. And then I'm going to rotate around my pivot point. And I'm going to SX. SX. Oh wait, shoot, that's not what I want to do. I just want to scale in general. Let's just make it like a little bit bigger. Something like that. And then to line this one up, watch what I'll do. I'll snap my cursor to selected, and then I'll SX down to 0. Okay. It's a little bit fatter. Maybe I don't think this needs to be a full 6 high. Let's just do it down. Let's do it there. That's fine. Okay. So got that there. Let's pull this one out. Medium point. Looking good, looking good. Everything's still good over there with you guys? Over there? Let's move this out too. So this is kind of like my little entryway I'm building. You can see how I'm always holding control to like snap, but I need to stop doing that because it really slows me down and it doesn't so much matter if everything's even. Once you know how to use a 3D cursor, you really don't need to pay so much attention to like keeping things on the grid and stuff, which is, you know, it is hard to kind of learn how to use it appropriately. It takes some time, but I don't know. I feel like I'm still stuck on that habit of doing the grid. Okay, so for this animation, I am going to have kind of like a top view camera. We'll make that one. We'll just make that this camera. Let's get rid of all the keyframes, clear keyframes. I should have done that with my base file. Oh wait, this is my base file. Shoot, I need to save this as a new one. J. Also goes to show I hadn't saved yet. That is not good. Okay. So yeah, let's get this camera set up in sort of a top view. So yeah, I have the camera switching set up. So shift and squiggly line. It used to be shift F. Now it goes into this fly mode. So, you know, I think usually I've been like, if it's a letter that looks like the letter from the top, I go like straight up the top. But I think this one, I'm gonna just kind of, I think the letter view, if you will, is gonna be like kind of like an angle. So I just want to get that kind of set up. That way I can kind of see as I'm building if it's looking interesting. So I Has Awesome Toast is asking, how do I get ideas for abstract animations? That's a really tricky thing to answer because it's an abstract animation, so there's no defined idea. I would argue that these are abstract, but they're definitely heavily architecturally inspired, also inspired by the alphabet and kind of the shapes there. But there's not really there's no formula for, you know, art. That's kind of what makes it art. So in terms of how do I come up with that stuff, a lot of it's just, you know, having a sketchbook handy. Sometimes those ideas will kind of get in your head, and you just kind of start thinking about something, and then you kind of come home and make it in Blender. Other times, you know, I don't know, it can come from anywhere really. So this is my intro, my little entrance here. I'm thinking like, you know, someone would like walk in here, and there's kind of like, this will be all covered, and then there's kind of like a little secret garden in there. So Mike's saying that the J had pre-production with some previs and sketches. So now, so yeah, these were the sketches for the God, this is hard. These are the sketches for the J, and then those were the sketches for the I. I think I also posted that on my Instagram today. So yeah, you know, some of them come to me really quick. Like here's the H is actually one we live streamed, and I had to go back to the drawing board for because there was I just wasn't feeling it with what we were doing, so I had to kind of go back and start sketching. There's also some G sketches in there. So the G, you know, I didn't think about as much, and that also was kind of a fiddly thing. Here's me working on a new helicopter idea for James Connors, if you guys have seen those posts. So we're trying to kind of get back going on the next one. And then here's the page that has, this has like A, I think, or not A. I think A, I just said, it was the first day, so I just kind of did it randomly. This has like one sketch for B, which I found an idea and I ran with it. And honestly, I think that one turned out well. And then this also has some like C and D and E sketches on it too. But a lot of the pre-production, if you will, kind of comes just from thinking about it. You know, I kind of go to, lately I've been dreaming of letters. I kind of go to bed every night and just think like, okay, like what's going to be the post tomorrow? So yeah, I guess you could kind of call that pre-production. So let's, I'm going to duplicate this, get rid of the mirror. Actually, for the J, I don't think there'll be much in the way of mirroring, so we can just use this piece. I had that kind of set up as a mirror piece that I might need, but I don't think I'll need that. So let's rotate that 90. Let's apply the rotation. I always like to keep these zeroed out if possible. So yeah, that's good. So let's just move this over. I think this will be kind of like a glass entrance. I think this is like a kind of like a, I don't know, I heard about it somewhere, like a Japanese style of like thing with architecture where you kind of like don't see it. You kind of like, you enter small spaces and you know, they become like larger, and it gives like a really inviting feel. So that's kind of what we're going to do here. Let's give these walls some thickness. So I'm going to just add a solidify modifier. And sometimes when you do that, you get this kind of weird like pinched corner look where it's not straight. So you can just turn on even thickness. And let's, just for the sake of perfection, let's make that a nice 0.5. Okay. Flying robot animation. I think you're actually thinking of the James Connors one that I was just talking about. So like if I go back to my profile, that was a collaboration one. I could do it would probably be good to do a little breakdown on that. And maybe I'll even like try to record the process on the other. So this was a really fun little animation. I don't know what you guys are getting with audio. I think my desktop audio is off. But yeah. This is the that was really fun. Great collaboration with Mr. James Connors, aka I Draw on Receipts. He's really more industrial design focused. He has a sweet podcast with another guy named Nick Baker. But we worked on these little helicopter animations together. And we've been kind of on and off, slow, but we are working on the next one. So yeah, doing a breakdown of that might be fun sometime. Thanks for the ask. Because if nobody asks for it, I probably won't do it. Okay, so now I've got this little half wall. I think I want think I want to spin that around too. So let's put the cursor at the center, F3 to search, spin. Let's do the same thing here. So I didn't know about the spin tool until like really not that long ago. I say not that long ago, like 2 years, but I've been using Blender for like 12, so I'd never used the spin tool before that. So now, since I'm using the same settings before, the vertices should all kind of line up here. Let's see if I go to a wireframe. Yeah, so that's probably going to end up being a good thing. Now, do I have this half wall go all the way around, or do I drop it a little lower? I'm not sure quite yet. Let's see, I'm looking back at my sketch here. I think I want to have that come all the way maybe around. And then I'm trying to decide if there should be like a little porch right out here or something. I don't know. Let's though now add the roof. So I have this idea for the roof that it'll be kind of like this sloped roof. So let's make a sloped roof. I'm going to use this and then Shift D, and then I'm just gonna I'm gonna give it some geometry. I usually would separate that as its own object, but I'm gonna give it a little bit of geometry here so that I can actually grab it. Oops. Now let's select that piece. P to separate by selection. And then I don't think I want the roof to be quite that thick. Let's make it half the thickness. 0.25. Okay, so this will be our roof. Oh yeah, starting to look like modern architecture. So this is kind of honestly what I'm going for, except I was thinking I would do a little bit of a slope, but now that I'm looking at it, it might look good just flat. Ooh, I'm worried that's gonna make me not happy later. So let's just go ahead and add a little bit of slope. We can actually build it without the slope and then just bump it up later. Yeah, let's do that. So now let's spin the roof too. Should I spin it all the way around? This is gonna be the same problem I had with the G and the H, where it was just looking too plain. So let's 3D cursor. Actually, for spin, I don't know if you need that. Let's do, I think spin automatically works off the 3D cursor. Spin. Yeah, okay, so it's going around the cursor. So the cursor is really important when you're using the spin tool. It has to be lined up. Got my camera view is blocking my stuff over there. Oh, you guys, oh wait, you can see the spin tool, I think. Yeah, there's not really, I'm not messing with the settings down there. So Mike's asking if I like full CGI movies. Have I seen Love, Death, and Robots? I have not seen that. You know, for being as into 3D as I am, I'm not the greatest with keeping up with things. There's a Pixar documentary that came out a long time ago, but I think must have been just recently released on Netflix, that talked about some of their early movies and stuff like that. And you know, like I said, for being as into 3D as I am not very up to date on that stuff. So, but I do like them, to answer your question. That's just, I have not seen that one that you're mentioning there. Okay, so this is, I think I want to leave this entryway part open, and then there's this wall. I think this wall is going to go. This wall is going to go all the way around one way or another. But part of it, I think I'll have it be glass. So let's just, let's spin it. Oops. Okay, so it does matter your viewport. So I just spun it a weird way. That's kind of a cool shape. But let's do from the viewport. Spin. Let's actually try the, sorry, I keep going back on things. Let's try this. Wait, is that based on my view? No, it's not. So this works too. This is kind of like a very 2-point. See, but it does that. It like restarts it. Okay, so I can hold control to snap to angles. Yeah, so this is really cool. It looks nice. I just hadn't really gotten the hang of how to use it yet. But that worked. I think that worked pretty well. Oh, see, but then I don't know what that's all about. Let's maybe I had doubles there. Let's try removing doubles. Okay, so that got rid of them. All right, I'm gonna try the same spin tool again though. Let's hold control, snap it to 180. Now, did that work? Yeah, okay, that worked. Okay, so here's the kind of the basis of my little building. Making sure I don't have like crazy amounts of weapons and cash on my bookshelf back there. Not that I ever do. So yeah, the kind of concept here is you walk in this private space, you kind of walk around, it opens up into this lovely little garden thing. Maybe the half wall stops here, but maybe we have a railing that goes around. These posts, by the way, have been all about some railings. I don't know if you've noticed. All right, so I'm gonna Shift D this structure, P to separate by selection, tab out of edit mode, left click select, get rid of the solidify, add a skin. Oops, not a screw. Add a skin modifier. Control A. Control A. Make that kind of thinner. And then let's delete. Actually, let's separate this now. Maybe that'll be glass. No, you know what? I've been doing too much glass. Let's just delete these faces. There's gonna be glass on the front side of this thing. So that'll be open. Let's delete those faces. Okay. Now I don't need, well, I kind of like the, no, let's get rid of the, oh, freaking heck. I always push, it's like caps lock. Somebody please tell me in the chat if they know what's going on here. I keep pushing like caps lock and then a number, I think, is, it turns off all my layers. I keep accidentally hitting it. I need to find out what that is. I think I'm hitting caps lock instead of tab. I need to move my mouse or my keyboard over a little bit. How do we look in here? Not too bad, not too bad. Okay. I'll try to get my mic to hold my... I do not have a... I'm not set up for live streaming, so this is a little funky. Just got like crap on my desk. So what was I trying to do? I'm trying to delete this. Okay, now I don't want the spin tool anymore. I like to leave the move gizmo on. So let's we're gonna delete this. And now I lost my stupid mark root. I wish it would be really cool if the skin was failing because there's no root, if it would just like mark one. Because I feel like it took me a little while to figure that out, and if you didn't know what you were doing, that would really kind of piss you off. And that is why people quit Blenders, because something happens and they don't know why. At least that's why I always was like quitting Blender when I started. Alright, so I'm going to scale this on the... Oh, well, shoot, now we got a little bit of a conundrum here. I want the railing... Let's not worry about that for now. I want the railing to line up with that thing, so I need to... Something's got to give. So now let's open this area up a little bit. Let me look back at my sketch here. Okay, so that's pretty open. Definitely want some glass. Let's maybe say, let's maybe just like have half this be glass. So let's select this and this and all this. Let's make that glass. Yeah, let's do that. Maybe I want, it'll be easy to remove that edge loop later if we want, but I'm gonna leave it. Let's select this. I'm gonna do like a half wall right here. And then this will be full glass. So I'm selecting that stuff. P to separate by selection. Now this can keep the solidify modifier, but it'll be much thinner. I should probably start having some actual like sizes I use consistently here. So let's do that 0.1. Roofs are 0.25. Walls are 0.5. That might end up being a little bit too thick. We'll see. Okay, so looking good, I think. So yeah, this was gonna be glass. So let's start adding some materials here. Let's make this glass. Oh wait, I did that wrong. This glass. I can actually set up my other materials too. Let's save. It's always a good idea to save before you do something that you know is going to be intensive, which rendering is of the more intensive tasks that you can do. Let's shade this smooth. That's going to mess up. Let's do auto smooth. So auto smooth kind of works like an edge split where you so I found out that edge split makes duplicate vertices, and that's extra vertices. I think extra geometry would kind of slow you down, so using the auto smooth does basically the same thing without creating those extra vertices. Fun little tip there. All right, I'm liking how this looks. I actually really like the white, but I'm not going to do it because that's not the theme I've been going with. But I have been thinking, so my plan now is that all the posts, like they changed in color slightly across this gradient here. Jesus. Come on, come on. Can I not select my cube? No, I cannot. I turned off selection. Here's my cube. So my idea is that we kind of started at this color, and then we're going to go towards this slowly. So we're kind of still in the pinks now, and then it'll be yellow. I'm not sure how well that's going to look, though. How good that's going to look. So I've been thinking about like maybe like the 9 through 10 will be something else. I don't know. I'll probably stick it out, but I feel like I'm going to want to have more colors at some point. All right, we are at 42 minutes. I feel like we're making a decent pace, especially with all the side tracking I've been doing. So I need to turn on auto smooth for this too. Because there's a little wall. Here's our glass. Now I like making the glass like kind of off the ground a little bit, but I don't want it to have a full-on offset. So let's make this kind of come. Should I make it come off? Maybe what I'll do is just let it go to the ground. Yeah, let's leave it like that for now. Now I do need something over here that's kind of like supporting the end, if you will. Maybe I'll use these posts here. I think I'll use these posts. Make a post with some posts. Okay, let's set the origin to the center there. Origin to geometry and median point. Alright, so there's a post. Should I make these instead of skin modifier? Maybe I should just do this with some actual geometry. I don't know. Skin modifier really makes things pretty simple, because it's just like a skin modifier just takes one edge and gives it geometry. So the alternative would be me making a circle and extruding it up like a cylinder. Not like a cylinder, a cylinder. But I don't think I want to do that. So this has a bunch of modifiers on it. I think I can get rid of them for now. Well, let's leave one. Control plus 1. Maybe that only works in edit mode. Control 1. Yeah, that's a hotkey to add a subdivision surface modifier. So this should be smooth. It's not smooth. I think I had this problem the other day. Oh wait, maybe I need to set it smooth too. I forget why this is happening. I think it's because the solidify or the subdivide is like overlapping itself or something. Branch smoothing. I don't know what that does. Whatever. This is good for like kind of prototyping, which is what we're doing now anyways. So let's get this so it's on the ground. Can this? Oh wow, okay, I can transform the vertex here. Oh, that's just moving it. I want it to be, actually it can be kind of under the ground. Here's me trying to be a perfectionist again. I really need to just let it be what it is. Remington Graphics. I was like, oh wait, dude, did I miss? Dude, guys, I'm sorry. I haven't been scrolling. Apparently I have to scroll. I was like, no one's commenting on my video. But now I'm seeing, here, let me just so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing here. Okay, so this is the last comment I saw, Mike Myers. I thought people were just content. That's all they wanted to know today was like, what movies does Derek like? I think there's also like a pop-out chat thing. I need to try that. So let me catch up on some of these questions. I'm sorry, guys, if you thought I've been ignoring them. Blender Guru said he used Blender for so many years and only recently discovered Shear. Shear is another tool that I only recently discovered. And someone actually, when I was doing the live stream yesterday, was like, oh, you should use Shear. And even after I discovered it, it's like one of those things you just haven't had it for so long, you like forget about it and you don't really know how it works and you don't use it. Patrick LeVar, he's got a pretty big YouTube channel too, I think. Not Blender, but I think he's learning Blender. Check him out though. Good morning from Osaka. Good afternoon from Santa Barbara, California. Alt H to fix. Oh, see, this is... see, Decompiler was answering all my questions yesterday too. So when I was asking what was happening, of course, Decompiler is here with the answer. So when you have multiple collection, the numero hides all but the iteration of the collection of the number you pressed. That makes sense. Okay, so there might be a disable feature. I think I just need to be more careful with my fingers. Food in Osaka is good. I saw a few vids. Okay, so Matisse is asking why all pink. So they're not actually all pink. I actually have this like kind of cool material set up. I think it's cool because I built it. But I took 0. So it's 36 days of type. So I wanted to have the post slowly change color, which you can't really see yet because it's they're mostly pink, which is why you're saying that. But hopefully if I can do the whole challenge, 36 days, there will be like a little bit of a, so it'll slowly change. And this is the gradient I've used. So this kind of cube and using that gradient in some of the posts is like foreshadowing, if you will, of kind of what I'm going to do. So I set up this little material where I did 36 divided by, 1 divided by 36, because the color ramp works from 0 to 1. You've probably heard me say that a million times in my YouTube videos. But so 1 divided by 36 was 0.028. So I took black, which is 0, add 0.028, and then I multiply that by whatever day I'm on, and it should pick the right color. So I actually haven't done that yet, so we can set that up now. So this is day 10. So I'll just make this 10, and you can see like, so I think I'm on the main material. So the posts are actually, if you went back and looked at it, the first day is actually that color, which is a little different than 10. So it's very slight, but then by, halfway through the challenge on day 18, the color should be kind of this peachy salmon. And then by the end, it's going to be this bright yellow, which, like I was saying earlier, I'm kind of worried. I don't know if that's going to look good. So I might have to kind of, for one, the little interface thing I've been kind of putting around is not going to look, I don't think that's going to look as good with white, obviously. So I might need to switch to black. And then also just the whole thing, I don't really know how everything being that bright yellow is going to look. I really wanted the colors to look more like this, but the way the lighting is, it kind of, it's pretty bright, but I don't want to adjust the lighting too much because I don't want to ruin the consistency. I don't know. I need to kind of figure out a solve there because I'm worried about this yellow on day 36. So since we're on 10, put that to 10. Now this material will make the roof. I have just a few materials set up. So I've got this like scratchy material that I kind of use for like, you know, what would be like a rough roof or wall or something like that. Oh, sorry, I forgot I was like catching up on your questions here. Let me make this 10. Vertical walls have been mostly using the regular just color with a roughness. So that's on 10. Oh, that's the same with the floor is. I've been using these floors, have been scratchy. The posts, I've been making this lighter color, which uses the same formula, but then it runs it through, drops the saturation a little bit, and then boosts the value to kind of get this this lighter pink. It's definitely still pink. Matisse got the explanation. Cool. Dude, I'm sorry about the box animation tutorial. I've been really bad. I just need to get my life in order. I need more like of a schedule, because when I make a YouTube video, honestly, it only takes like, it takes some work, you know, but I would say from like kind of practicing it to having it ready to post is usually like a, you know, 3 to 5 hour process, which, you know, for the joy it brings me and the value it adds to you guys is really not too bad. So I'm sorry about the box thing. I think I'm a perfectionist too. So the box one, a lot of people want to see. So I'm like trying to think of how to do it like really well. And of course that means I never get it done. So Matisse was asking about pink, Remington Graphics. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, be sure to do that. Grant makes really good Blender tutorials, and he's a celebrity, as Mike says. He's got like 50,000 subscribers, so maybe I'll be as cool as him one day. So yes, far from celebrity. You're a celebrity to me, Grant. Patrick is like, hey. Oh, so Patrick probably thinks that Grant is like in movies, but he's not. I don't think. Grant, let me know if you're in movies. Nice color thing, understood. Blah, 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 blah. Yada, yada, yada. Just kidding. I'm reading all these comments. Yeah, Mike, I don't know if you've seen the box animations, but I did them a while back. People liked them. It is pretty simple concept, but it's always good to actually, because sometimes you think somebody does something one way and they do it a different way. So I would like to create the box. Okay, so in the prototypey phase I am right now, I'm not going to fix this corner. I'm just going to try to shape this stuff out. So I'm going to press period to rotate around my median point, or sorry, my 3D cursor. And then I'm going to press Alt-D, R, Alt-D, R. I'm just going to have like, so that's 90 degrees. So let's split it into 3 sections. So like that. 30. Yeah. So Matisse and Mike, you're both right. Mike, as you're saying, you can watch animation tutorials. I mean, yeah, you can learn. I mean, you can learn. Everybody that knows how to do anything in Blender probably learned from some other tutorial. But at the same time, like Matisse is saying, you know, certain people kind of explain things a different way, and sometimes you do find a tutorial on something very specific that you're interested in. So, you know, with the box animations, I think that doing a tutorial on specifically that'll be good, so people can kind of maybe apply that to their own, you know, packaging animations or something like that. So back to it here. Let's see where are we looking. Okay, I'm tempted to add another little post in here. We won't worry about that for now. So let's go back to our camera view. Okay, so it is a little bit plain on top. It's not too bad though. I think for this one, I'm gonna hang a little bit more with the camera kind of down here, and that's where it's a little more interesting. And then maybe just in one shot it'll kind of go up, and you'll see it there. Now, since some of my other posts had this same exact problem where it's kind of hard to see the outline when you're looking at the top, since it's, you know, all the same color, what I did was add a bevel modifier after my solidify, and then just bump that so it's got kind of a nice little edge like that. And then I'll go in and I'll add a different material to be that bevel material. So now I can go here and do material offset. But it's doing it on everything. That's because we need to do a limit method on the bevel. So it's limited by angle, which means that only angles greater than this value will get it. So all those angles, you know, across the top is an angle of 0, and then on these edges is less than 30. But, you know, if I were to bring this down to very small, you know, like I said, on the top it's 0. But then on the edges it's, see, as I increase this I should see where it stops is what that angle is basically. Yeah, so that's about 8 degrees. So, you know, with the solidify is all I'm really beveling. That should be 90 degrees, so, you know, I can bump that high. Okay, so that's how bevel modifier works. I want to do a video on the bevel modifier just because, like, I'm really passionate about the bevel modifier. I just like it. It's really, like, cool the way it works and kind of what you can do with it. It just has a lot of uses, you know, even for, like, kind of adding edge loops non-destructively, sort of. Yeah. Bevel modifier is that shit. Pardon my language. Okay, so now I kind of want to have the cool little post things, the post Malones go, oh wait, let's not Alt D, I want to Shift D. So Shift D, I think what I'm going to end up doing is probably cleaning this stuff up later. I think that's going to be a better way for me to work. Instead of trying to do this all perfect the first time, I think I'll get more done if I just kind of approximate a lot of this and then go back and clean it up later, because really the bulk of the work is just coming up with these ideas. So I want to move this closer to the center. So I'm going to S, which will move it in, but it'll get it shorter too. So Shift Z will constrain the Z axis. Let's just pop that right. Let's use the walls how they are. Let's put that right there. And then that means I'll also move in all this glass with the same method. S Shift Z till it's right on that edge. Okay. So that's it's looking good. Okay. So yeah, I was gonna add some posts. So I really like the idea of this being kind of like bumped up. Let's just make this one piece. Shift D. Alt D doesn't seem to work in edit mode anymore. I guess I don't think Alt D really served a purpose in edit mode because it's not really what it's for. But yeah, I still would think it would work. Shift D. So I'm going to put one just right in the middle. So if that's 7.7 divided by 2, it's like right there. Again, I need to stop being a perfectionist. I mean, you can eyeball it. Looks pretty centered to me. Alright, so I've got those little things there. So I have pivot around selection turned on, which is really convenient for like pivoting around what you have selected. But sometimes if I accidentally like select this, then it pivots around the whole thing, which can like totally screw you. So I'm going to turn off selection for the floor. No, I won't accidentally select it. Let's save. Oh, I guess I'm still pivoting around the floor even though it wasn't selected. Alright, so let's see here. Yeah, I want to add some more posts. So let's press period on the number pad again to rotate around the cursor. And then I'm going to do Shift D And then let's divide this into 3 sections as well. So that's 90. So let's do 30, 30. Okay, so now we kind of have these little column supports. And yeah, that looks good. All right, now, now I want this to be, let's go ahead and put our little letter here. That's something we can do. So tab, this is just a text object I have over here. Stayed the same size the whole time. J, oh wow, I didn't load. Oh wait, no, capital is part of the font. I was like, wow, when I load, or when I type a Shift J, it makes it lowercase. Medium point. Oh gosh, Grant is in the blizzard. Grant, where do you live? Somewhere in the middle of the country? I think I heard somebody saying, yes, exactly. I heard someone saying that there had just been like amazing weather. Oh, Ian too. Ian, what's up? I don't know how long you've been in the stream. Thanks for commenting. But yeah, I heard that the weather was really nice, and then all of a sudden it got, or that like today, or you know, it was supposed to be like ridiculous. It's pretty gorgeous outside where I live. If my webcam was not tethered to a very short cord, I'd take you guys on a small little tour. It's pretty nice in Santa Barbara, gotta say so myself. It usually is. I'm sorry, it's embarrassing. Texas is going to be really hot when I move there. Okay, so here's a little entryway. I think I want there to be a little bit of overlap. You know, so I'm thinking like people approach from here. There's like a gate guard that stands here, and he's like, you can't come into the party. And like if you were standing right here, you'd kind of be able to see the party. I don't want you to see the party. Let's move this over. Let's see. Milwaukee. That sounds chilly right now. I'm sorry. Let's move this over. Maybe what I do, so my idea had kind of been that this would have a little bit of a slope here. Oops, I shouldn't have shown you guys that. That's my girlfriend's phone number. Or sorry, fiance. I'm going to answer it live on the stream. Hey babe, I'm live streaming.
Oh God, okay, so what do I do?
You don't have to do anything. Just, what's up?
Well, I was just going to come home because they moved my dentist appointment up to 3 o'clock.
I thought it was already at 3 o'clock.
No, it was at 3:30.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna come home, grab my retainer, and brush my teeth really quick.
Alright, come, when you come home, say hey to the webcam. I got the webcam running today.
Okay.
You can see all 13 concurrent viewers that are watching.
13, less effort.
Alright, well, Grant from Remington Graphics says hi. Grant, you can, if you stay on the stream, you'll see her in a minute.
Alright, it's gonna be like Inception, because I'm gonna come home and get webcam.
Yeah. Alright, I'll, come on home, say hey to the streamer fans. I'll see you in a little bit.
Okay.
Love you, bye.
Bye.
Alright, let's see. There's going to be a girl in this stream. That means tell all your friends. Maybe my viewership will go up. So what was I doing? So I moved this a little longer so the gate guard guy could be a defender. Should we put a handrail on the inside? I've been really addicted to these little handrails. Maybe this rail can wrap around. Let's see what that looks like actually. So S, Shift Z. Oh wait, no, I need to scale from the medium point. S, Shift Z. So I'm looking for that edge to come to a nice place. Wait, did I not scale that right? I think I need to do this from the top view to make sure I'm... Oh wait, I didn't Didn't select 3D cursor. S, Shift Z. Now I can see it's working right. Okay, that looks good. Patrick LeVar, keeping it real. Ian said he doesn't stream because he has 5 and 2-year-olds and work from home. Yeah, I work from home too, but I do not have children at this time. So, fortunately, don't have to worry about that. But yeah, I can imagine that would be kind of hard to keep up with. Keep that vertice. Let's delete. Oh, I want to keep this one too. I might end up getting rid of that. Let's delete those vertices. Yeah, Grant throwing out the real truth of the matter. I've kind of made a couple of jokes about it in my videos, but yeah, it's pretty much all dudes that do 3D, and you know why that is, I don't really know. But I think it would be cool if we got more girls into 3D. I just think that would be it's always good to have a little extra diversity. So I'm making a little railing here. So this is one thing I don't like about the skin modifiers. You get all this weird pinching and stuff, and there's probably some setting over here I can use to avoid that, but I don't know where the setting is, so I'm just gonna get mad about it. Ooh, we could even wrap this around the outside. Nah, let's not wrap it around the outside, because if we're using my theory from earlier where there's like a guard here, then this is where you want to be. So we don't even want to help the people out here with a little 2-inch handrail. So let's just run this into the wall. Okay. Girls are 3D minority. Oh, is the cows are a minority thing? Is that from Reddit? I think I know where that comes from, but I don't want to embarrass myself. Okay, so I think so that this is smooth, it's going to end up getting a subsurf modifier. So I'm not going to add too much geometry here, because that's going to get more smoothed after the fact. Okay, so there's our cute little railing. I got an email from the Blender Market. Matthew from Blender Market. You guys probably get those emails, don't you? You buy any products on the Blender Market? Alright, so we've got our dope handrail going around here. Now, I do like the J being centered, and I don't like the handrail running through it. So I think we are going to move everything down a little bit, except for those little guys. They can stay. But I don't want it to look like unrealistic. No, it looks fine. Maybe we move that right there, and then we'll give and take a little, move the J right there. And now if I'm looking at this from the side, like this is the J Club. Yeah. So Remington Graphics is saying about spring. It's alright, lacking a story department. Environments are gorgeous. Yeah, I kind of felt the same thing. I feel like I need to really support spring. Alright, Caitlin's at the door. I'm gonna go let her in. I'll say, do you want to show your face on camera?
Sure.
You look gorgeous today.
Can I see myself though, so I can see what I look like?
Yeah, you can see yourself. Here. Oh. Let's see if I can select this.
Which way do I need to go? I need to go on this side?
There's Caitlin, everybody. That's my beautiful fiance.
Hey everyone.
There's only 12 people watching you right now, but
Aww.
could be millions later.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It could change any second.
She's the one that's moving us to Austin, Texas.
Yep.
We're excited about that.
You know, it's the best city to live in. That's what today, what was it, USA Today said?
USA Today,
USA
something like
Today
that.
said it's the #1 city to live in.
There we go. Well, you don't have to hang out.
Okay.
Caitlin has a dentist appointment, even though her teeth are gorgeous as is.
Oh, yeah.
Better keep them clean.
Except for the gap.
except for the gap. She has a gap tooth. I think it's adorable. All right. Back to streaming a little bit. Oh wait, I forgot I'm on delay, so she's still there for you guys. But she's brushing her teeth now. If you need anything, let me know. I'm just gonna keep going. If that's cool with you.
Huh?
If you need anything, let me know.
Okay.
I can like mute my microphone and stuff. So let's see, where were we? We got our glass over here. I think we need to break up this area a little bit more. Maybe have like, oh yeah. So this was that the roof would slope down. I think we talked about that already. And that would be kind of a cool thing. That's actually, what does that look like? So, but now what I'm thinking is maybe on the outside it stays. Yes, Matisse, I have 0 delay. This is real life for me. Maybe that's the angle. Like it kind of comes down. Maybe we could even do that, but bump the whole thing up a little bit. Maybe like that. I do like they're having like a little bit of a gap right there. But then where do I put these posts? All is GG. Everything's pink because that is my artistic direction. I was explaining a little bit earlier, but the posts are actually changing colors so slightly on this gradient. So the pink part is a little bigger than I realized, but this is the gradient. This red ends up just kind of looking sort of pink. Probably should have put a little more time into this, how this was going to work, because it's like my entire post, but I guess that's not everything. There's more to it. But that's why it's pink. It's just kind of the style I'm going for. So how can we make this part a little bit cooler? Maybe we put a little bit of a gap here or something. Maybe like, let's see, this could come back. Garage Farm wants to jump into 36 days of type 2. Yeah, I jumped into it 2 days late, which was a little bit of catching up, honestly. But yeah, it's definitely moved quite a bit past that by now. You should still do it, or do some other type of daily project. You know, there's other stuff you could do if you really want to just do something like daily. Oops, these normals are different. Let's, oh wait, I think it's Shift N will recalculate unless they're not wrong, which they're not. So I need to flip normals. Good. Do I like the gap? Oh no, the gap makes it look lowercase. I don't want lowercase. Let's get rid of that. Maybe, but then it looks too short. I guess it kind of looks lowercase either way. Should we bring it back? Maybe we leave that. And then we could like bring this. I like it being open, but we need to break up the, you can see roofs have been the struggle with these posts. And yes, pink is the new insert whatever you want here. Maybe if I make this longer, it won't look so much like a lowercase j. Like if I move this over, maybe that right there. And then let's take the other one and move it like pop, 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 pop. Ooh, I like that. I like that more. Okay, so now, okay, we can delete those vertices if we want to go all the way to there. Cool. So people, I'm trying to catch it back on the chat here. Flip fluid, is flip worth it? I have flip fluids. I bought it when it was on sale for like $50 for one specific project where I was going to use it. And honestly, I haven't used it much past that. I actually did do some really fun experimenting with it on a while back with this video. Let me try to turn off my sound here. So yeah, I used flip fluids on this project, and obviously it's really freaking sweet. This is when they came out with their new sheeting features, so that was kind of what that was for, was to test that. And I have a Behance project with that too. You guys should check it out. That's kind of like me using flip fluids real time. You heading out? Bye.
Bye.
Say bye to the stream. It's still only 10 people now. You drove 3 people away.
Oh my gosh.
Just kidding.
With my beastly face.
Yeah. Everybody
Bye,
say
everyone.
bye, Caitlin.
Go get my teeth cleaned.
Have fun at the dentist.
Thank you.
Give me a hoot
Yeah, I
later.
mean, even though I have my own dentist tool, so I don't really need to go.
You do have your own. All right, later. See you later.
Bye. Love
Give me a
you.
call if you want to meet up or something afterwards.
Okay.
Drive safe.
Love you.
Love you, bye. So yeah, this was my experimentation with. This is all Eevee, by the way. Like this whole GIF rendered in like 1 minute. Yeah, I even wrote that right there. It's freaking crazy. And then Eevee with flip fluids was pretty amazing too. So if you're working in Blender professionally and you think you'll ever need to use fluids, I would get flip fluids. If you're just a hobbyist and you don't really need it, you just think it would be fun, still probably worth it. But it is of the more expensive add-ons, so you know, if you're going to be pinching pennies to get it, don't. But it is an awesome add-on. It works great. So we're going to go move this guy up, and then maybe move him EX down. Move that like that. Let's see how that looks. Or maybe, let's put this EY. Let's pull that over there. And then let's get rid of this one. X edges. Now we lost our damn root. EY. Mark root. So real flow. Okay, so LXRDL is one of the other people who has been asking for the box tutorial. Said he would pay for it. I have actually been thinking about it. That's honestly one reason why I have been a little bit slow getting the box tutorial done, is because I think there's really a bigger picture there, which is using Blender to create really high-end animations of, you know, product animations for people. So I've been thinking about, instead of just doing like a walkthrough of like, maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll just do a walkthrough of how the box animations are made. It'll be short, you know, for people who know what they're doing. They can just be like, oh, okay, that's kind of how we did it. But I've been thinking about making it like a larger course on a website where, you know, maybe it's $10 or I don't know. If you guys are familiar with the box animations and you would be interested in learning how to do like professional product animation in Blender, I think the course would go over like probably like lighting, obviously, you know, some of the similar animation, which is pretty basic, but maybe go a little more in depth on curves and kind of how to make things look nice. So there'd be lighting, animation, a little bit of modeling, importing assets. Maybe we would go over how to make a few different common, you know, packaging, you know, like how to model a bag, a bottle, like a cosmetics thing, you know, different shaped boxes. So it would, you know, probably be, I think the whole thing could be pretty jam-packed and good in a total of maybe an hour of like tutorials. I would love to do that on my YouTube channel, but I do think, and I may do it just as a short tutorial, but I do think that that would be a really good course, like specifically talking about package animation and how that can be used. So so I've never, let me know how would you guys want to consume that? Like, would you buy it on, I've been looking at using like Coursera or something, like, you know, I'm still really just focused on you guys now and like kind of building an audience, not necessarily trying to make money from this. But I do think there's a potential for money, and I would like to make money eventually. So I have been thinking, you know, what would be, you know, the right way to deploy kind of the same stuff I'm doing now, but paid. So let me know how you guys would want to consume that type of thing. It would be very similar to my tutorials in terms of it wouldn't be like a really long course. I know like some CG Cookie and stuff is pretty long. Grant's done some work with CG Cookie, but it would be pretty short still, but really jam-packed, and I would put a lot of time into the graphics, the explanation, stuff like that, to make it, you know, feel pretty premium. You know, I try to do that with the tutorials too, obviously, but you know, I think that if I really put some time into something and was going to charge for it, it could end up looking pretty sweet. So if that's something you guys would be interested in, yeah, tell me how you'd want to consume it, like whether that's on a certain website or, you know, if like Gumroad or something. Why aren't these even? I want that to be even. Yeah, so like, oh, dude, I hit the freaking thing again. So what's the decompiler? Where you at? I pressed 2 and I think everything went away. So is it going to be like shift 2? Oh no, I just subdivided something. So I did the freaking thing again that hides all my collections. I need to find out. I'm cool with that hotkey, even though my collections, I'm still not really good with the whole collections thing. But I need to find out the like inverse of that command, like how to bring everything back. Maybe Alt H. Let's try to do it. So I pressed 2, Alt H. No, that didn't work. Control Z. Oh, so yeah, I as awesome test said Alt H, but that didn't work. At least with the collections thing. So imaging graphics, YouTube membership. Yeah, I don't know how that works. Blender Market, Gumroad, Maven Seed. I've actually, so CG Cookie actually reached out to me about Maven Seed. I'm not really very familiar with those platforms in general, but I know Maven Seed is being built by the CG Cookie guys, so I can only assume that it's, you know, oh my god, dude, I did that thing again. Tab into edit mode. Now I can press 2 to select edges, not to hide all my stuff. So yeah, I can only guess that Maven Seed is going to be a little bit more designed for, I mean, not designed for 3D people, but at least work well for them. So let's move these up. 1, Alt A, C, C. Grab it up. So Gumroad and Maven Seed. Yeah, Gumroad, I've bought some things off Gumroad, and I guess that it probably works well. Oh, hi everyone. Always didn't catch the streams. Juju, were you the one trying to watch it yesterday too? I think, you know, I would love to do regular streams, guys, and you know, even more ideally at times that work for you all. But at least right now, I'm really not. This has been kind of experimental, kind of for fun. So I don't know the best way to go about like scheduling them. It would be good to, yeah, like I said, get them at a time when more people can watch. But at least at this point, it's really going to be, unfortunately, on my own terms, just kind of when I find time during the day. I'm on Pacific time now. When I move to Texas, I'll be on Central time, which might be a little bit better for people. I can be, I mean, I'm a little closer to like Europe, for example. But yeah, it'd be interesting to find out, what the best time is for everybody. So leave a comment. Let me know. I will start doing my tutorials at that time. Okay, I should probably make these posts all just one object. And let's see if I can press period to scale around the 3D cursor. S, Shift Z. Bring that in. Line it up with the glass. Okay, so that's cool. Let's get a little bit of an edge on this glass here. Across the top, I guess. Let's maybe move that down to give ourselves some space for that. So it's midnight where Matisse is. Patreon. Yeah, I actually have a Patreon, but I haven't set anything up. My tiers are like $2, $5, and like $600. I was like, I'll set this up for the one guy who's just been waiting to consult with me. But yeah, I haven't put any time into figuring out how I would really do Patreon. I really do like doing this stuff. Obviously, it has to be like feasible where I have to have time to do it. And part of that, unfortunately, for the consumer is I have to get paid somehow. So if I really want to put time into this, I need to figure out a kind of a monetary model by which I can make that happen. And yeah, I don't know that Patreon's really the best way to do it. So add modifier. We want to get rid of the solidify. We want to make it a skin. We want to change the material to color lighter. Control A to make it a little bit tinier. Control A. I gotta make it big enough so that the glass has some flexibility. I don't accidentally overshoot it like I'm doing there. But I could change its offset, I think. There. Sort of like that. It's probably good. Scale that. Medium point. Nah, let's leave it for now. We're still prototypey. Okay. So I should probably have these posts be part of that other object if I'm going to have these separated at all. So I'm going to delete those. And then, oh wait, these are all their own object right now anyways. Let's, I'm going to join these. Oops. Shift click, Control J. Okay, in the comments, debating making a Patreon, moral conflict. Yeah, so I guess Grant doesn't have a account. I know Grant, aka Remington Graphics here in the chat, is in college, so you're probably not at a point now where making money is like really important, but you do have a really good following. I know you've done some work with CG Cookie, but I'm curious what your strategy is after college, or if you want to continue with this, how you think you would pay for stuff, or have people give you money for what you do. So then Matisse is asking, what's my day job? So right now I actually am full-time freelance, so I am kind of working right now. I don't have a lot of work at the moment. I have one project I'm working on with Kevin Costner. I'm not kidding. I'll say it. Those are all the details you're going to get. He lives kind of near me, and I got connected with him. That's really cool. But before that, I was working part-time doing furniture renderings for a furniture company, and I can actually find it. I am not organized. Dropbox. Furniture Lab was the name of the company. Now I think I saved all the renders I did, at least one from every project. So I moved out here with a part-time job doing this. That was kind of enough to cover the bills, and I had some freelance work. But this is my last job before I went full-time freelance. And I basically did these, we had this furniture, and people would want to see, what it looks like with their fabric and stuff on it. So I have, so I did renders like this. You know, I could crank out like 10, 20 a day if I had to. Just, you know, I had built all the models, stuff like this. Custom takes a little longer, but this is all Blender, and this is kind of where I really got passionate about, like kind of the business applications of 3D, because like I would do these renders and like people, like furniture companies are a little bit behind the times with some of this stuff, and people would be blown away by these renders. And like honestly, once I have all these models built and stuff and kind of have them set up in a way that I can edit them, it does not take long for me to make a render like this. And like the fact that people, the way they respond is just like, I'm like, this is brilliant. You know, why aren't more people doing this? So this is kind of where I really got passionate about. You can see that's the name of the company, Furniture Lab. You can check them out. They're in North Carolina, where I moved from. But yeah, like I could just do so many of these renders, and I did do a lot of renders. But that was my, anyways, that was my like kind of last job. Let's go ahead and save this. Lexertal subbed, thank you. Garage Farm, see ya. Sorry, I missed your comment. Midnight, time for bed. And then Ian was saying, I get that. I put all my time into freelance and then slowly build my tutorials. Patreon seems like you would need to be pretty committed each month to producing content. Yeah, I think a lot of people produce content a little more passively. Like for example, I could, you know, have a Patreon and be like, you know, if you're a member, then you can have all these source files and you guys will be able to play with them. But you know, I don't know that people really want that, or do they? I don't know. All right, if we're talking realism here, I think this needs a little bit of support. Oh wait, I think I was in the middle of something I did not finish. Let's do this. So period to rotate around the 3D cursor, and then let's select one of these, and then Shift D R 30, Shift D R 30. Okay, so now that's nice and even around there. And then, should we put one right there too? Shift D R Z 30. So if I'm not in the top view, I need to press Z to constrain there. Just a little technical tip for you. And maybe we want to actually move this over a little bit so that it's under there. Under where? Get it? RC. Let's move this too. And then let's move the glass with it tab to RZ. Okay. That's looking good, I think. What do you guys think? Maybe I should put another, maybe I should put like, you know, kind of like this bar down there. Actually, I guess I can see real quick what that would look like. Just copy that. That's kind of cool. Starting to get a little bit too complicated though. Even having all these posts, I don't know, this might be too much. Let's see what we look like over here. Got our glass. Did you make reference photos for furniture before modeling? Not really. So those are all real products. So give my ex-employer some stuff here. So this is all, it's all real furniture. So like when I was kind of starting out, I had to kind of remodel a lot of stuff. So, you know, I'd ask for just photos and whatnot. But like there's photos of all the furniture, so I just used that as a reference and kind of made it based on whatever drawings I could find. Stream connection appears to still be good. Let's look at seating. Their big thing was kind of booths. Their website's not really loading very fast. I think actually all the images that are supposed to be loading here are my renders. So they may not have been. They probably, yeah, like those are my renders. Well, these aren't loading. That's not good. Maybe I should let him know, or maybe I shouldn't because I don't work there anymore. But yeah, so it's all real like furniture. It's a real company, so there's no reference photos really, or did I make reference photos? No. I would ask for a photo from my boss, and he would take a kind of a grainy, bad picture, and I'd work with it. But that's why it's so great to work with Derek, is that I ain't there to complain. I'll work with what I got. And honestly, it was a great job, really good relationship with them. And that was my first job where I was using straight up Blender all day, every day, and working from home. Okay, so now I'm going to run into this. I want to scale this in. S-Shift-Z. I just want to pull that so it's like kind of inside there, which would have created a problem over here. So cursor to selected. Actually, you know what I'm going to do, since I'm eyeballing stuff, I'm going to medium point SY0 and then just drag that up. Actually, maybe we can have the path kind of come out just a little bit. How long have we been streaming? An hour and a half? Okay, not too bad. Probably gonna try to finish this one up. Maybe I can work on my camera a little bit, and then we'll see how we're looking. So this is kind of the entrance here. Should I make it flush? Yeah. So there's our little entryway. We should get some assets in here. Cameron Roberts, very nice. You are very nice. Thanks for being here. Mohammed says, wow, face cam. Cool, Derek would do. Yeah, I got a haircut yesterday and I shaved this morning, so that has that's mostly why I decided I could show my face. When I did my live stream yesterday, I like woke up and I was like, time to make a G or whatever 2 days ago. And I was like, hey, wait, what if I like live streamed it? I don't have any idea how to live stream. So I like did some Googling. I was like, yeah, I think I could do that. And I did it. All right. Now what I'm debating is what we do over here on the end of the J. Should we make that come out a little bit? Should that be a little porch? I thought about that being a little porch. Not loving this little thing. Oh wait, that's the rail that goes all the way around. We'll leave it. But now, oh my God, if I press that button one more time, Control C. What it is I keep trying to switch my vertex / face / everything mode when I'm not in edit mode. And it's doing this little collection thing. So let's add another vertex here. Grab one. And I'm gonna pop it in. EX. Make sure it doesn't go through. So that's there. Maybe I should just do let's just do both. No one's even gonna see this. You might see it. And then let's not W. What does W do? I don't know. It used to be subdivide. Let's move this one over here. EX. Pop it in. Just kind of giving some supports there. Small details. New Blender user, really don't do the paid stuff. I don't think most people do. I don't think you should, especially if you're just getting started, unless you're like super serious about, that's what you want to do. Most new users don't. Yeah, exactly. So Ducky, yeah. If you guys haven't checked out Ducky 3D, he's got really good tutorials on I call them kind of like quick hits. I think nothing against him, but those tutorials don't go into super depth on anything, which is one thing I try to do with my tutorials. It does make them a little bit longer, and depending on what you want to get out of them, it can be a little bit dry when I'm talking about the details probably. But his channel is good for go in, click here, it's perfect for someone who you need to get to like an end result. And I think that is a big problem with a lot of people when they're starting out with Blender is, you know, you start something and you just can't finish it. So his tutorials are really great for like, look, here's something you can do, like literally just follow along. You will learn stuff, by the way, along the way. It's not like it's useless information, but you can like follow along and you finish a project, which is tremendously important. So yeah, Ducky's channel is really fantastic for that. I'm gonna make this a little bit thicker. So yeah, Patrick is saying that Ducky is really great for tutorials, especially for beginners. Yeah, pray for Grant. It's white outside in Minnesota. I gotta scroll up. Milwaukee, I think is what he said. Wherever. Somewhere cold. It is blizzarding. Winter has come. An actual undo button would be very nice to have on the main interface. Yeah, you know what? That would be handy. I would definitely put a big fat back arrow right there. Because sometimes some of the commands, this is one thing that's really frustrating in Blender is sometimes when you like Control Z, it'll be like an intensive command or something, and it'll Control Z, and then it'll take a second to load, and you won't know whether or not you clicked it or if it's just loading, and then that ends up being I don't know, it just screws with me. It's kind of annoying. So we have our little arena here. Let's add some assets, or you know, let's add some stuff. So I think I'll have my little cube here, rotating. It's getting like smaller every post. Let's make sure. Oh wait, let me go to my camera view. So there's our J. Could definitely use like a little bit more action. Let's actually let's do some lights. That's one thing we're missing that will kind of brighten this place up a little. Let's put this one right here. See what that looks like. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's actually pretty windy where I am. Oh shit. Something literally as I was saying that like just fell off the roof or something. Hopefully it wasn't my landlord that fell off the roof. If you start hearing screams, I'm gonna have to go check that out. I'm getting a call from another number. It's probably spam. Oh, sorry guys. I forgot to turn my sound back on. So I will attempt to repeat everything I just said. Yeah, I got a call. It wasn't spam. It was good information, but not relevant to this live stream. So that's all you need to know. And then I was wondering, which seeing your comments is perfect, because now I know that the mute button does work, and I wasn't sure if it was going to work. I thought you guys were going to hear all my personal information that I just gave out on that call. I actually didn't really give out any personal information. You guys could have listened in, but I wasn't sure what it was going to be. Okay, so yeah, maybe when I'm a professional YouTuber, I won't take calls during the stream. But for now, I'm just living my life, and apparently it's live. See you, Patrick. Editing work. I need to honestly, I need to look at more at what Patrick does. He has a couple channels. I've found him first kind of on Instagram, but I'm pretty sure he has a YouTube channel with like 100,000 subscribers or something. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, because he uses that hashtag all the time. So I think that's Patrick. Yeah. So I think he does, yeah, like filmmaking stuff. But yeah, he's got 121,000 subscribers. He's more famous than you guys who think Grant is famous. Or he's more famous than Grant, who you guys think is famous. I love Grant. But look, Patrick's got a lot of subscribers too. Watch out. Check him out. Okay, so I got a little lamp there. That definitely spiced things up a little bit. Let's add, you know, I'm a furniture guy. Maybe we add some furniture. Maybe, Mike's asking about Game of Thrones, and Remington Graphics answered like a true hard worker. Don't have time for TV. That's kind of how I feel. But I think people like us should probably relax more and watch things like Game of Thrones. When Breaking Bad was coming out, I don't know why this has been here forever. When Breaking Bad was coming out, there was like a new season, and I was like, all right, I'm going to try to be like cool with my friends, and I'm going to watch Breaking Bad. So I was like, all right, it's the last season. I need to like just kind of catch up. And obviously I wasn't going to watch like all 95, whatever episodes to get caught up. So I found on YouTube this like synopsis of this, you know, the whole show so far, and like the number one, like the description and like the top comment, it was like, if you haven't seen Breaking Bad, like, do not watch this. It's too good of a show. You're gonna ruin it. And yeah, you should not watch it. Not watch the synopsis. This is only for people who want to like recap. And yeah, I watched that. Shoot, I watched it, and then I didn't watch the season. Let's see. I wonder. I can't remember if a skin modifier deletes extra geometry. I want to put a rim on this, so let's do skin. Control A. Control A. I don't think that's working. So let's delete the. Actually, let's separate this by selection. This one I can delete the solidify. Mark root with the skin. Control A to make it smaller. And then with this one, I'll just delete the skin, leave the glass, and the solidify. Now, I can pop this back over there. Oh, pop this back over here. And then do a different material here. Let's make this the unable to move material in edit mode. I knew that, but why? Why can't we do that? Probably some developer type thing. Reason why you can't do that. I think Grant does a little developing. Maybe he can tell us why we can't remove materials in edit mode. So I kind of like that popping out of the wall like that. Should we give it a cute little support? Nah. I was going to give it like little posts. See, one of the problems with these posts and kind of what's slowed me down creatively at points is that, like, I want these to be kind of abstract still, but at the same time I'm like thinking like, oh, you know, this pole has to have a support here and blah, 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 blah. When realistically, these aren't realistic. So I should probably knock that off. The winter is coming. Yes, I know that's a Game and Thrones thing. The flash and shield are stuff. GOT is something more. Wow. Selling us on the show there. All right, so let's add some stuff to our secret garden. We got the lamps there. I got this little thing. Now, I could put like some grass there or something. Maybe I'll do that. Let's see if I can save this. Maybe I'll use the same grass from the H, which is something I found on Blender Mark. Or no. I thought about buying the grass walled add-on just for that, but it's like that's pretty pricey, and I don't do a whole lot of naturey stuff. But maybe if I had the add-on, I would. So I'm gonna add in. Okay, I think these are the plant models. Those are the plant models. So yeah, I got them from Blend Swap. They're CC0, so you can use them wherever you want. And then I'm gonna make these the same color. Color adjustable. Control L. Link materials. Color adjustable. Color adjustable. Color adjustable. 10. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I think, is make a small particle system. Shift A, mesh, circle, tab, scale, F to make it a face, and then I'm going to drop it just a tad below the surface. I know you can turn on like turn off like show emitter and stuff, but it always seems to just appear when I don't want it, so I'm just going to move it below the surface. I'm going to add a particle system. Add particle settings. Should probably name that stuff. Not gonna. Okay, so we got particles. Let's turn off the live preview. Okay, so there's our particles. First thing I think we want to do is turn off. Oh, live streams at 1:52. Let's see if we can wrap this up. Turn off gravity. Turn off normal. Those are the two things, by the way, you need to do if you're making a particle system and you don't want them to move. And then I'm going to frame start. It's going to be 1, frame 1. Oh, wait, I need to be doing hair, I think. Let's, yeah, I wasn't even the right one. Viewport display. Oh wait, render as collection. Now let's move these to a collection. Move new collection plants. Okay. So now we have our plants collection. Now this can get a plants whole collection. Oh, this doesn't work. Scale. I might need you guys' help here in a second. Scale. Why did this not work the other day? I'm watching the comments here. Okay, Mohammed is going to be our help here because he was going crazy with the he was going crazy with me using the wrong one. So viewport display is rendered. Okay, so they're not showing up here. Emit from faces. Number, seed, hair length. Oh, there it is. Hair length. Beat you to it, Mohammed. I bet you knew that already, though. And then let's do object rotation. This stuff, I really don't do a lot with particle systems, but there's certain things where that's really the only option. And I think dispersing grass is one of those things. Okay, so I've got my rotation turned on there. Now it looks like it's getting all the different models, which is correct. So I can save this. Let's turn the scale down pretty small. And maybe turn up the scale randomness. Now I would like the rotation to be random too, but I can't usually figure that out. Emission, segments, source, render collection, object rotation is on. Oops, that's a keyframe. Viewport display, children, hair shape, field weights, vertex groups, I don't think so. Force field settings, no. How do I make the rotation random? Maybe you can't. I'm sure you can. Maybe I have to turn on dynamics? No. Let's collapse that. Okay, render, collection, whole collection, object rotation. Pick random. So pick random. That's using multiple. 1, 2, okay, I can see all the different models here. Let's add a bunch. Dude, yeah, I know the rotation. I know it's in the regular, like, emitter one. But, and so hair length is kind of like scale too. I don't know, particle systems are like, I fiddle with them just enough to get what I need, and then I'm out of there. So let's, I'm gonna save this as a new file because particle systems are not my forte, and if something screws up here, I want to be able to go back. So let's just check the rendered view, see what this looks like. I don't think it's gonna look that exciting, but it's better than nothing. So I'm calling this my camera view. And so maybe we'll kind of, so maybe that'll be in the middle. Maybe I wonder if the sidewalk wraps all the way around, is that going to make it look not like a J? Let's see. Period, medium point, period cursor. If you're really fast, you can like do that, but I'm just still not used to the directions you're supposed to go with everything. Wait, what? Huh. Ooh, yeah, that might look too much like a D. If I'm really subtle with it, maybe it won't. I don't think it looks too bad. I do like the idea of having a little bit of interest right there. Maybe we could put something right here. Like, let's put some chairs right there. I'm gonna use the chair. Let's see, what kind of chairs do I have? I could use any of these chairs. Actually, I don't think I saved these models, which if you're just joining the stream, this is these are renders I did for my last job. We can close that. Let's open a new browser here. Project, let's go 1.1. This is how I have things organized. Really bad. Models, furniture, chairs. What do I have? Thone chair would look nice. Bring back the Panton. Herman Miller. That's all the chairs I have. Let's add in, you know what, I'm just going to do the same chair I did yesterday. If I can find it. Which I'm not going to be able to find it. Because it's not named in that file, I don't think. Let's go to I3 object. I think it's called, oh wait, no, I did name it. Look, chair, boom. It's not named in the file I pulled it from. Which this is a model of a chair that from my job before that other job, I used to work at this company called Bernhardt Design. They do like high-end office furniture, and this is a chair designed by Ross Lovegrove, and it's like a signature piece. It's right there on their website. So I made a model of it actually before I started working there when I was still in college, and I sold it on I sell it on Turbo Squid. Don't tell Bernhardt. I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble with that. It's only sold like a few, but I was like really a fan of the designer Ross Lovegrove. Like we can look at his little profile. He does really organic stuff. I did a project on him in college, so it was like really cool that I got to work. And I actually have a Go chair. And I gave one of my professors a Go chair, too. Such a nice guy. So yeah, these are some of his products. But he's a cool fella. Designs natural stuff. Anyways, I got this chair. All right, we're getting laggy here. What's going on? Volume instead of faces. Is that something? Oh, shoot. Oh, that's why it's slow. I added, this is one thing that's drives me crazy. It makes sense the way it works, but it messes me up. When you add a new object, it goes in the collection you have selected. So there's like tons of little Go chairs there. So let's add that to the, I think A is just the name of the collection I have for like the object, like the things itself. Leftover, of course, from the A project. All right, let's see if I can, bam, bam. I forget what it is, medium point, yeah. Yeah, I never renamed the collection, so it's still A. So, Rem Ancient Graphics forgot we were working in Blender. I did too. Multiple times. This live stream thing is fun, but if you guys are ever interested in doing it, it's not the way to get things done fast, because it's pretty distracting. But I love doing it. Let's make this the regular color, which should be 10. I always like to double check. So again, this is my little node setup. You need to make sure that changes appropriately depending on the day. There's my scratchy material. Let's actually, we can get rid of, maybe we'll get rid of these faces. Oh, I always do that wrong. Let's get rid of these faces. X faces. Yeah, I think that'll still look like a J. I don't want that to be like a super curly J, but it's just like a small detail to kind of give us a little bit of a garden here. You know what would be really cool that I'm thinking of now? And I may need your help here again, Mohammed, since you are the resident particle system expert. I think what would be cool is if the grass was low right here and it was high around the outside. So I think you can do that with a map. I'm most familiar with how to do that with a vertex group. So let's see. Oh wait, I wonder if hair shape is the rotation. No, it's not. Field weights. No. Vertex groups. Okay, density, length. Okay, so I think we determined the length was basically height. So we can then go in and add a vertex group for length. How is this going to work? Let's try. I think this needs to be subdivided a little bit. So let's inset this in, because I think it works based off of vertexes for these maps. So I'm just going to give this some subdivision, kind of manual subdivision there. And then I'm going to tab into edit mode, switch to weight paint. Oh God, unfamiliar territory. Now I can't see what I'm painting for some reason. Is it because it's small? Yeah, it is there. Oh, there. Okay. So let's do Control 7. I want to take the strength down, maybe? No, strength has to be up. Radius. Let's actually Control Z, 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 Control Z. Oh, it's going to get all these commands. Let's just take the weight to 0. Paint. That's probably what I should have done first. Gradient. Okay, so he's saying something gradient. Oh. Is there a tool over here? Gradient. Mohammed, tell me you have a channel where you're going over this stuff. Oh wait, weight needs to be up now. Type, radial. I'm feeling good about this. Oh yeah. Alright, so I'm guessing red. I think red is 1. So that would be high. So we actually want kind of the inverse here. I think it would look cool either way though, so let's try this. Alright, so I think that should have created a vertex group. Now, if we go over here, and then we should be able to apply that, I think, to really any of these. Like, let's change the, let's use the density. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of, maybe if we reduce our number, that's kind of doing the density. Yeah, so, you know, they're most dense in the middle. Okay. Now let's instead use the vertex gradient. Did not know there was a tool for that in weight paint. Yeah, learning stuff every day. I didn't know either. I really like weight painting. So many modifiers and stuff can. Uh-oh, I'm getting a thing that says my YouTube isn't receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Let me know if something pauses, and I'll find out 30 seconds later. But yeah, so many modifiers and stuff can work with vertex groups and like weight painting, and I think like weight painting is the key to unlock pro mode in Blender. Like if you can start to understand a lot of that stuff and using it appropriately with modifiers, then you'll be a pro. Oh, see, look, I think this is the button I was wondering about. So is this going to be an invert button, basically? That's cool looking. Look at that. Oh, my God. Wow. I just graduated to Pro Blender user. So negate the effect. Does the opposite. Guys, look at that. Thank you to everyone for your assistance. Now that's cool. Now that's really cool. Let's turn this down a little bit. I don't want the middle to be totally messed up though, so I think we can actually... Oh wait, I'm still in weight paint mode. So Control 7, I can see what's happening over here. Let's do, let's turn the weight down to 0.2 and then do a little gradient right here. Oh, it's a target. Look at that. It's kind of cool. I don't really want that though. I want the whole thing to be just... No. Okay. Weight. Okay, so I don't want it to be red. I want it to be almost red. So let's like... maybe make that like 0.8. Okay, let's switch out to object mode so I don't mess that up. So why are those so small still? LXertle says that's cool. Which, by the way, could you tell me how to say your name? Because I've seen you around. Thanks for being a follower. But I don't know how to pronounce it. Yeah, that is really cool. I've never done that before. I literally just did it. Which is why Blender is so awesome. There's so many freaking buttons, which means it takes forever to really learn. But that also means that you can pretty much discover new things like all the time. So let's see if we can use this. What are these other ones? Clump, kink, roughness, twist. Let's see what twist will do. Nah. Alright. I don't want those to be so small. Why are they so small? It's le. Lerdle. LX. I'll say it quietly. LXRDL. Lerdle. LXRDLE. It kind of sounds like... Oh wait, Alexa. I was gonna say that doesn't sound like OK Google. It does kind of sound like OK Google. No wait, no. It sounds more like Alexa. Alexa, subscribe to Derek on YouTube. Alexa, send all my subscribers to Derek's channel on YouTube. Alexa, log into my account Remington Graphics and tell everyone to follow Derek Elliott on YouTube. Gotcha. Alright, so this doesn't look quite like the way I want it to, but it's still kind of cool. Actually, it's really not the way I want it to. Do we need to... Oh, you know what? I bet if we change the length, or maybe the length is unaffected when you have a group controlling it. So maybe if we change that, and then now if we change the... Now maybe we can change the, wherever the height is, scale. Okay, that is looking a little bit better. So let's do that. Now change the length down some more. Now do the scale some more. I don't know if that's really working quite right. Jay Padar, live stream, baby. We doing it. Fun fact: every time I say your name, the Alexa thing tells me a really bad joke. That's funny. All right. Ooh, I kind of like those stems I'm missing out on. Let's move this up. But is that going to show the emitter? Which I know I can turn off here. Oh, and it worked. I don't know. For some reason, it's like that type of thing seems like it like doesn't work sometimes. All right, so we got our little J Zen garden. Homeboy walks in here. The guard tells him, "You can't come in." But then another guy can come in. He goes in through there. He's like, "Oh, look at that beautiful garden." And then he walks around here, and he can smell the garden. And then he walks around more, and he's like, "Oh, very nice. I like your garden." And then there's a chair. Ooh, maybe the chair could be at the end. I think I'll put another chair in the front, and that'll be like the, that'll be where the dude sits. Chair at the end of the path. I feel like there should be like a bucket over here for like watering the garden. And I actually like this at an angle. I don't know. Let's Alt D this bad boy. That would be creating a linked duplicate. And let's the bouncers usually sit kind of like right there, right? Yeah, they do. I've been to a club before. I'm cool. I don't just blend all day. Should I make it a little bit smaller so it's not quite so remarkable? And maybe this one needs to be a lighter color. I wish I could tell you guys the song that I have stuck in my head. Also, I need to find a way to like be able to listen to music and live stream, but that would probably turn a lot of people off because if you don't like the music, then you wouldn't want to stay around. Okay, let's move this up so it's off the ground. So it's just kind of like a barrier, but this is an outdoor type of exhibition. So now let's Tab A, Alt Z, Shift D, move it down. Oops, I think I clicked the wrong thing. Okay, that's down there now. That looks nice. Tab. Guys, I think we're getting pretty close with the J. Let's set up some camera views. So I set this up at the beginning of the stream, which was 2 hours and 16 minutes ago. If we can beat the first stream that was 3 hours, I'll be more than happy. That was way too long. I don't want to do that again. These are daily posts. They shouldn't be taking that long anyways. So yeah, we don't want to do that. So what keyframes am I looking at here? I have a feeling, yes, they're the aperture size. Let's clear those keyframes. Okay. Need a grill in the garden to cook barbecue. That's not a bad idea. I don't know if I feel like looking for a grill asset at this point though. How am I looking over there? Oh, my back hurts. I need to stand up. Oh, I guess I stood up to let Caitlin in earlier. Walker, College of Business, Appalachian State University. I didn't go to the College of Business, but this is my favorite cup. Check out Appalachian State University if you're looking for a quality education. Remington Graphics, I really want to ask you if you're a CG cookie. If you are a CG cookie. No. Okay, I think I get what you're talking about, guys. I think I'm in the loop. This would be cool if it was like fabric or something right here. I really need to wrap this stream up though. Or maybe it could be like a kind of like a thin, like a mesh, like an actual mesh, not a 3D mesh. We should probably go ahead and connect this. This is looking a little silly. F. And then maybe this kind of just digs into the ground like that. I get that it's a joke, but what is the joke exactly? That like if he is CG Cookie, like CG Cookie is an alias or something. Somebody help me understand the joke, please. This is a little frustrating that this is intersecting. I think actually I had to do the same thing over there. Let's move this. Oh wait, let's just rotate it around the cursor, RZ. And then we'll do the same with these pieces. RZ. Do the same with the glass. If I can select it. RZ. I feel like there should be like a banner right here or something. Welcome to our new garden. It's very small. It has a cube in it for some reason. Alright, so back to what I was doing, which was this. Okay, so that has a focus object set, which I think I like. Actually, I accidentally went overkill in my last post with the depth of field. So I'm going to be very careful. Like, I accidentally just like blurred half my animation. So Grant is telling me to explain the joke to my sad self. Long story short, people keep asking me if I am CG Cookie because I did the CG Cookie weekly thing for them last summer. Apparently I managed to become the entire face of their company in that time. It's true. Grant was probably in elementary school when I started watching CG Cookie, so I knew that wasn't the case. But yeah, Grant did a really cool series on CG Cookie a while back that you guys should definitely check out. Are you guys on YouTube watching this live stream so you can watch me watch YouTube? And now I'm Googling YouTube. CG Cookie weekly? Something like that. Yeah, there he is. This was a really cool thing. I want to try that. Wet maps. But yeah, Grant did this series with CG Cookie, which apparently I started, like all of them. I watched a lot of them. I don't think I realized there was this many. Really good videos though, guys. Go watch them. So keep coming back to this thing. This is why the last stream took 3 hours. I need to get focused here. Get it? Get focused. This is my focus object. It says focus. I need to get focused. Okay, so the last post was, I'm going to make this one 300 frames too because we are ahead of schedule. The J's will be tomorrow. So I'm going to, that means that I'll let it render a little longer. I can make it full 10 seconds at 30 frames per second. Layertle. I'm pausing because I'm like, wait, is that how I said to say it? Layertle said, you have a tasteful sense of humor, my dude. Thank you for not being boring. That is great. I know this, what are we at now? 2 hours and 22 minutes? Yeah. I think if I was really boring, there would be not even 9 of you in here, which aren't striking numbers by any means, but trying to have a fun time chitting and chatting. Okay, so this is going to be the reveal. So what I'm going to do now is try to get my camera set up in what I want to be the final position, which is going to be kind of this like J right there. Okay, so we're going to put that right there. And now I think about what will I want to rotate. Probably the Z. Definitely the X. This is kind of how I do this, guys. Like when I'm setting up my camera, you can insert keyframes for everything, but then it just ends up being really complicated. So if you can think ahead of time about what you're going to want to do, that's usually better. And sometimes I'll end up having to go back and add keyframes afterwards anyways, but I think I'm going to use the Y, definitely use the Z. So I inserted pretty much all the keyframes, but like the Y rotation, for example, I'm not going to want to mess with that. So we'll have the second sequence be, I've kind of been enjoying having the first sequence be a little longer. So let's do, let's make the first, so the whole thing's 10 seconds. Let's make the first sequence 7. 7 times 30. Can't do math, sorry. Actually last time it was too short. Let's just do it 6 seconds. So 6 times 30, 180. So let's slide this marker I have over right here. So now it switches right there. Okay, so now I need to set up my keyframes. So I want to be probably more over here. Actually, I'm just going to keyframe everything. Insert single keyframe. So then I want to be over here. Over there. And I think there's something weird with 2.8. I don't know if it's a bug. So if I moved that, but I didn't set a keyframe yet. Now I'm going to move down. And let's say I set a keyframe for this. Insert single keyframe Oh, it kept the X. I think that was a bug that was happening, but it does not seem to be happening now. It was like there was just a lot of things kind of funky with keyframes that I noticed. And if anyone's curious, the build I'm using now is from March 31st, so it's pretty recent, but not really recent. Alright. I'm like over there, keep checking the time. Must not go 3 hours. Okay, so looks like the only thing I haven't set is a Y. Let's just go ahead and put one there. Okay, so I want to make these all, I think I'm going to make them all linear. This is where we get into the previewing. Oh. Remington Graphics subbed. Yeah, guys. It's crazy how people like go about finding YouTube tutorials. I would think that everybody finds Andrew Price, Blender Guru first, and then, CG Cookie, and then just go down the line basically in terms of like number of subscribers / popularity. But it's weird, like a lot of people find my channel and they're like, oh, this, I need a tutorial better for a beginner. It's like, dude, there's a channel with like 700,000 subscribers that has like all that. How have you not found that yet? But it's really interesting the way people find YouTube tutorials. Like the fact that some of you guys are in here, for example, and haven't seen Grant's tutorials, I think is very interesting. Okay, what happened here? Why do I... Where'd my graph go? Oh boy, what's going on? Did I hide something? Am I in edit mode somewhere? What did I do? Camera. That was weird. I just wasn't able to see all my keyframes for a second. So that's like a slow rotation. I do kind of like it slowing down towards the end. So like starting steady and then slowing down. That's kind of been a... Yeah. That's kind of been a cool thing. Alright, back in the comments. The K is going to be a pain in the ass. Yes, I've actually been thinking about the K. I'm not sure what I'll do, but I'll try to do something cool. Honestly, these ones where it's just kind of like a top down, like in the shape of the letter, I think that's admittedly a little boring. Like, for example, that's kind of what my H started out as, if you guys watched the last live stream. But, I ended up kind of salvaging it with this kind of structure. I thought it was pretty cool. The I was obviously it could have been extremely straightforward, but I tried to make it a little interesting. G is the other one I live streamed. Not so exciting. Maybe there's a trend here. Live stream posts end up being lame. D was kind of lame. That wasn't live streamed. Honestly, the A is still like the most abstracted one, like the first one I did. The E was top down too, but that one was there's way more to it. I kind of want to do this again where the landscape is actually changed a little bit. But yeah, so let's get back in here. Comments. K's gonna be pain in the ass. Remedy Graphics subbed. Mike asked if there's other software that has a calculator embedded. Yes, and by embedded, I don't know if you mean what you mean. Like, I don't think you can actually pull up a calculator in Blender, but like, I'm guessing you probably said that when I was in here doing like multiple. You can like in pretty much any field in Blender. Like, if I want this focal length to be, this is a horrible example, but I wasn't sure. Like 30 plus 30, like you can do math in there. So that's pretty cool. I did actually do that like just yesterday. I wasn't sure if it worked, but I did it in like Photoshop or something. So it's a really convenient tool. I think every software should have it, but I don't think every software does have it. Well, yeah, obviously. Well, I don't know. I can't say. But it's a convenient tool when it's included. Procedural kelp is very hard to make. That sounds pretty hard. Procedural stuff is very powerful, but can be very confusing. Needs a lot of math and stuff. So yeah, and then Grant also said, Nodes tutorial must have been quite the experience in VR. I'll have to check that out. And Grant, yes, I should join your Discord server. I don't use Discord a lot, and people have actually said I should make a Discord channel or, you know, join one. And I haven't done that. So I should probably get more involved in that stuff. Okay, so I want to ease. These are all set to linear now, these graphs. I want one of them to be eased though, and I think the one I want, let's see, what value is changing the most? It appears to be the Z rotation. So let's select that T Bezier, and then I want this to stay pretty constant rate. Which, by the way, if you guys were listening earlier when I was talking about the animation, doing the box tutorials, this is something we would go in more detail about, is curves. Because this is really confusing when you're starting out. But it is absolutely essential when it comes to, you know what, I'm going to make these all Bezier. It is essential to making animation look good, is understanding how curves work. So yeah, a little confusing, but very powerful. So what I'm doing now is I want this part of the video to start at a constant rate, which is why this is kind of a sharp angle, but I want it to steady by the end. So the way I'm doing that is with curves. And the Y never changed, so let's just delete the Y. And you can see the keyframes going over there too. Let's save. So now it was constant, but now it should kind of like ease into place, like nice and slow. So yeah, like if you've used After Effects, for example, it's called Easy Ease. It like automatically kind of adjusts some curves. And basically I did like a easy ease out, I think, there, just to kind of steady that. Now another thing I had been doing is adjusting the camera focal length to kind of create some cool effects. I don't know if I really need to keep doing that though. I will probably do it on this one. So let's set up this first camera now. So let's say it starts, I want it to definitely start at my little entrance thing. So let's clear these keyframes. So this is parented to this light, which kind of gives me my nice background gradient. You can see in my rendered view. That's kind of giving me a background. It's also making all my colors too light. I kind of messed that up. I should probably figure out how to change that. So there's, yeah, so this stuff is all parented, so I only have to animate for the rotation, that one thing. So let's go into my camera view here. I want it to start where we're looking at the entrance. So it should be like a -90. And then let's clear the keyframes here. Clear keyframes. And this, so a focal length of 120 is going to make there be much less perspective. And I think that's good for this kind of a shot where you want to just kind of see the object. Yeah, the floor is parented there too. So I wanted to be able to kind of rotate around these models and use empties and stuff, but I wanted a lot of reflection to come in. So I need these sides to be open, which the HDRI I'm using, by the way, is from HDRI Heaven, this Misty Pines. I really like that one. It's good for even lighting, getting some good reflections. But it's just trees, so there's nothing like notable that you would see in a reflection that would kind of screw things up. So yeah, the floor is parented as well, so that I just get that nice flat background, but I'm still getting some of the exciting lighting. You know, I like that rhyme, coming from the environment. So I need to move this back quite a bit. And then should I look down or should I go down? That is always the question. I think I'm gonna go down. Yeah, let's do like that. Which I should probably just extend this out the floor. Yeah, I think I just need to extend the floor out. So let's enable the selection there, tab, and I could scale it. S Shift Z. No, S X. There we go. Gonna pull that out a little. Oh, wait, it's the clipping that's doing it. It might have not been just the clipping. Let's clip start. Oh yeah, okay. It's just the clipping. So sometimes if you want to get real close on something but you don't want another object to block it, the clipping is really nice and that just slices right on through your model. So I just need it to be right, we'll just leave it right there. So now I want this to still rotate around the center, but I wanna be looking kinda, actually maybe I'll start in a little closer. Like that. And then I'll actually shift the Y over, or sorry, shift the X. So it'll start like this, kind of a cool architectural scene. Let's see how that looks. Okay, so we'll start right there. You'll see the J reveal. So that was the, okay, so we'll definitely want to change the Y location and the X location. I think let's do a little Z location. And then we shouldn't need to mess with the rotation much. If we're going to go up in the Z though, we will want to mess with the X rotation. And then don't want to change the Y, and the Z is controlled by, actually, instead of, another way I could, instead of shifting the Y over, or sorry, the X to be centered up, I could have rotated the camera, which maybe I should do. Huh. Yeah. Well, let's see. So we're going to start there. And then I want to end maybe like... Okay, so now I want to end... Oh wait, I need to insert single keyframe. Insert single keyframe. Now I need to change this. Okay, so I want to start off maybe all the way over here. Hopefully that's not too far. Insert. Oh wait, no. I want to end right there. Okay, so the keyframes I've inserted now. Where did I put them? I put them at the start. Okay, that's correct. So then I want to end over here. See a little taste of that garden, which this might be too much rotation for this sequence. We'll see. Replace single keyframe, because that covers my rotation. So now I'm basically just going to go back into this camera and line things up the way I like. So for example, I want to get back on center. So we'll get rid of the X, and I want to be probably a little further back, probably a little higher up. Insert single keyframe and looking a little bit down. Okay, let's take a look at that. So there's the ending sequence. So I don't like that it's kind of let's just watch the first sequence. I'm gonna put my end at 180. I don't know if I like that the whole thing stays in the left side of the frame and that it never pierces over here. Like, I think I want the whole thing to be in frame at the end. Maybe not. Yeah, I want the whole thing to be in frame. Let's So Mike Myers is asking if I use dummies or empties to control the camera. Yes. So it really depends on what I want to do. I usually try to put as many keyframes on the actual camera itself as I can. But when I want to rotate around like a pivot point, for example, I will absolutely use an empty. And a lot of times I use empties for the focus, for depth of field and stuff too. Empties are great for a lot of things. So like I said, I think I want to be a little further out here. Not much. And then, so did the X start negative? No, it started positive. So we'll kind of pan to like that. Replace single keyframe. And then maybe we could use a focal length to zoom out. No, I don't want to do that. So let's pull it a little further back. Insert, replace single keyframe. And then let's go up. Like the second shot is mostly like looking from up, so I don't want to give that too much attention in this shot. Ooh, I like that. Kind of spins into the center. So you start with that detail. Is that enough stuff for our J, guys? Thank you, Mohammed and Lurdle. I still don't think I'm getting that right. What would be something else cool we could do? I keep feeling like we need something else in this whole area right here. I could model some actual lamps, you know, so I have some spotlights in here, but what I've been doing in some of my recent posts is like actually putting little lamps in there, which I keep remaking from scratch every time for some reason. What would be a cool asset? I've been trying to do, like the last post had a lot of animation in it, and I've been trying to just trying to make the post just a little bit more whimsical, if you will, by, you know, adding some cool stuff. Let's, okay, so now I want to check my focuses. Oops. Let's deselect the floor again. Well, let's actually, I'm going to select it real quick, make sure all my, one last time, make sure my colors are all set right, since I think I'm pretty close to finishing. Ooh, we're almost at 3 hours. Gotta finish up. Okay, scratchy colors at 10, lighter color 10, regular color 10. This is our gradient texture. This is our scratchy texture. Okay, I think we're good. Let's make sure these all got the right color. Which, since I'm bad with collections, I'm just hiding those below the surface instead of putting them on a hidden layer. Adjustable 10. Adjustable 10. Adjustable 10. I have been thinking it would be fun to have a little bit of animation with these things. Like, what if we took this tall one? Oh yeah, L and P. What if we took the tall one here, added a wave modifier? That would make it bounce. Oh, dude. Okay, that's cool. Let's bring the height down. That'll just make them kind of bump. Oh wait, I want to go very small there. Bump, 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 bump. I kind of want them to be, I don't know if I like the wave though. I wanted like a bendiness, not curve though. I wanted like a simple deformed type of thing. Bend. So I think I could just like, let's just keyframe. Bend it back and forth. Let's go into our graph editor. Let's start with that angle No, that's too much. I can't really see what I'm doing. Let's do 40 insert keyframe, and then over the course of 60 frames, we'll have it bend the other way. 40 insert keyframe. Now I want that to repeat, which I think there's a way to do that with modifiers. Actually, you know what I should do? I should just make it random. Modifier, add modifier. Stepped interpolation. No, not that. Add modifier. Cycles? I think that's what I want. Okay, yeah. But now let's see if I can get some control over. Repeat motion before. Restrict frame range. After cycles, before cycles. Repeat mirrored. I'm not going to screw with this. What I was going to do is just Shift D X. Oops. Shift D X. There we go. So now it waves back and forth. Okay. Now let's see if we can copy the modifier. And I wonder if that's going to also copy. Oh boy. Come on. Okay, so this one I think has the modifier. Gosh darn it. I can never select the right stuff. Okay, so let's select this one, and this one. Control L modifiers. Okay, so they got the modifier, but they didn't get the keyframe. So let's just do something a little bit different. Insert keyframe, and then I think I can just take this. Oh God, if I could select it. Control C. Control V, and then I'm just gonna kind of like offset it. Shift D X, just so they like look a little different. Okay, let's Control C, and then we need to insert a keyframe. Wait, did I do the right? Yeah, I did. So now I'm gonna copy this over here. Insert keyframe. You have to insert a keyframe to be able to paste graph info. Look at that. So there is the Derek Elliott method for making your grass sway unrealistically in non-existent wind. Let's see what it looks like. Ooh, that really kind of gives away the fact that they're all facing the same direction. I wonder if there's a way. Can anyone in the chat help me? Let's see. Randomize hair rotation blender. Random hair rotation. I'm trying to scatter crumbs using the hair system. They're all facing the same direction. Okay, enable advanced. I don't know if that's in 2.8. Oh, it is. Why did we miss that earlier? Rotation. Are we doing the right thing? Yeah. Randomize. Phase. Randomize phase. I don't know what any of that stuff does. I just have to. There, that looks way better. Look at that. Okay. Hey DCJ Design, what you doing? I don't know if I like that this is so fast, but I want to be able to see the other side, and I want to be able to see the front. Okay, so Remington is asking for a quick recap on how I made the grass wave. So what I did is, since the grass, there's 3 grass particles all being instanced over here, which should probably be hidden in a collection. And what I did is I just added a simple deform modifier with bend, and then I just kind of added a couple random keyframes, copy the modifier and the graph, but then just kind of offset the graphs. Noise might be a better way to do this, make it random. But they all just have their own simple deform that kind of goes back and forth. And then so that gets instanced over here. And what we had problems with earlier was getting them to be different locations, or sorry, different random rotations, which became a problem once we added the animation. It was a little more obvious, so we went and found the setting. You have to turn on advanced for hair, and then you can bring up the oh, not that, randomize velocity. Oh, the velocity actually might be, that looks kind of crazy now. That's really cool, actually. Should we leave it like overgrown? So the velocity appears to be making things grow, shoot out. Maybe we just add, I don't think we randomized the velocity. I thought we randomized the scale. I want random scale. What is velocity doing though? We should probably use that. All right, I'm starting to get a little frustrated with my my map here on this object. Let's go back into weight paint. Control 7. Why can't I see what my weights are? Maybe I need to select this group. Wait. Oh wait, I forgot. I said oh wait while I was weight painting. There. I didn't like how small those middle parts were. Let's turn the strength down. I think that should allow it to kind of build up. Yeah. So let's I think that's probably enough. This, if you weren't watching earlier, by the way, I have a weight paint thing set up that's controlling the length, and I want it to be long around the outside and short in the middle. Maybe we should add grass around the outside here. Would that be cool? Like if we This is how these posts go. I just get carried away and take too long. Let's shift D, X, period, median point, SX0, 1, EX. When you guys are working in Blender, do you say the hotkeys out loud to yourself too, like I do? Maybe it's just a planter right there. Nah, screw it. Let's make it go all the way around. 3D cursor, SY0. Now F3 spin. Let's make it the same 24 to go around. Okay, so now, so what I'm curious about now is what happens with my weight painting. What weight did those all get? Let's see if we can hide the, I want to see my weight paint, which is really hard to see. I think we're pretty much done here, guys. I'm getting another phone call. I'm gonna mute. Hey, it's me. I'm back. So I made this little rim around the outside, but it's a little bit too. It's a little too tall. So I'm gonna see if I can use the weight painting thing to make them smaller. So dude, weight painting is freaking cool. So maybe we make these ones big though. Oh wait, I think my weight paint is inverted. So this would be the max value. Okay, let's get back into object mode. I don't like how fast that's spinning. And the J angle is just a little, we're seeing a little too much of the top frame there. So let's adjust this. So what is wrong here? We're looking at bad X rotation. So let's hide those, bring back the X. So the way I kind of solve, so I like where the X is ending up right there, and I like where it starts, but I don't like where it is in the middle here. So usually what I'll do is just add a keyframe to kind of help guide myself. So I want it to be there, insert single keyframe. And then that shows me kind of what needs to happen with this curve. So I can tell here that it needs to go, I could just leave it like that, but that's going to create a weird jerk. So now that I can just see what needs to be done here, I can delete that keyframe and then just use my same 2 to kind of move this over. So now it stays more centered in the frame. That's the kind of premium knowledge you would get with my my box animation course if we ever put that together. Okay, guys, I think this is done, and we are, oh my god, I literally said that on the 3-hour mark. So yeah, I'm gonna do a couple little test renders on my end, make sure things are good. I'm probably not gonna really add much else to this. I think I'm pretty satisfied with it. Might make the plants the other color. Might make that the lighter color. Oh, shoot. Color, lighter. Materials. Mohammed, good luck on your test. Thanks for joining my live stream instead of studying. I would have done the same thing when I was in school. I hate school and I hate studying. All right, that's the J, y'all. Thanks for being here. Hope you enjoyed it. We're gonna save. I'm gonna do a couple test renders, then we'll ship this off to Render Street. Thank you so much for watching, everyone who came by. It was fun to, be here on video this time too. I'll just leave that where it was. Looked fine. So yeah, the J is done. Here's me signing off. Thanks for joining. All the folks who stayed in here for a really long time, really appreciate you hanging out with me, helping me, giving me ideas. It's fun to answer your questions, talk to you. I don't know if I'm going to live stream all the letters, but it's been fun the past 2 times. So I'll probably try to keep doing it as much as possible. So yeah, thanks for joining. I'll see you next time. Follow me on Instagram to see kind of how these posts are coming along. And obviously make sure you subscribe on YouTube so you can see the rest of the things I'm doing. But yeah, I'm going to stop blabbering here at 3 hours, 2 minutes, and 16 seconds. Thanks for joining. I'll see you next time. Peace.